Salute, y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy True. About to do this reaction real quick, man. Salute to everybody. This right here, I caught it. I ain't gonna say live, but I know this is gonna be going crazy on the internet. So definitely want to stay tuned to this shit. If y'all ain't see it, go watch the whole video, man. Envy gave Ebony Williams the smoke. For those of y'all that don't know who Ebony Williams is, she's a female commentator that used to be on Fox News. They also used to be on CNN and also used to be on BET. She's, a very popular, beautiful African-American female, and she made a comment on somebody else's podcast where she said, it kind of came across like she was shitting on the average day worker, specifically the bus drivers, right? Like, yo, I ain't gonna date no bus driver. If he owned the bus, I'll date him. Which I ain't got no problem with that, to be honest. I think this shit did get blown out of context. But then at the same time, I feel like that when she went and she tried to stand firm on where she believed, she went wrong there, because she did come across, you gotta acknowledge the fact, she never acknowledged the fact or said, yo, you my fault, apologize for how the way it came across. That's not how I meant it. She never said that. Like, yo, I ain't mean it for come across like that. I apologize for that. All I was trying to say is that, like, I'm not going to date somebody that's just driving a bus driver right now. It's just because that's not where I'm at right now. I'm somewhere else. She could have said it like that. She ain't say nothing like that, right? So, Envy and them calling her out right now. And we going to get into it right now. I'm going to let it rock, and then we're going to get back into it, and we're going to have some commentary. Shit, come on.
So Charlotte ain't talking about essential workers, okay? America found out, if we didn't know before, how essential our bus drivers, our MTA drivers, our home health nurses, our custodians, our grocery store workers were during fast food, all of it during COVID. And God knows we were ringing those pots and shouting them out, and God bless our essential workers. Nobody loves them more than your girl here. But you know what I don't love is that black folks died at a 2-to-1 rate of during COVID, that black folks were on ventilators more often during COVID. And part of the reason why that was the case, y'all, is because we over-index in the blue-collar working sector, in the essential jobs. And many of us don't have the option that we all had, which was to do our jobs virtually. So we are on the front lines in a way that disproportionately makes us vulnerable. We're dying because of it. That is my issue. Not to disrespect these people.
I feel like you're changing the goalposts, right? What people were upset about was what you said, and everything that you said could absolutely positively be true. People were upset that they felt like that you were putting down the average person, quote unquote average job, and the person that was working the average job, that their what they do is not as good as what you do.
That's a projection, Envy. Envy, that's a projection. Because
I'll let you speak.
Go ahead.
Check
so,
it. Hold on.
You start talking about all this, and I read the comments just like you did, because I wanted to prepare myself when you came up here to understand what people were mad about, and understand what people were upset about. So when you're talking about all this brother this, and the black man this, and the white supremacy this, and this, that, and the other, that's all to the side of how you felt about that quote unquote average job, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest with you, right? One of the comments that I said, and maybe I'm not sure, right? The guy was like, you talk about all this about lifting a brother up and lifting this up and white supremacy and what you do for our people. And then the first thing the brother said was, but your fiance was white. And I'm sitting there like, how do you talk about how much you're uplifting and how much you're going for black people?
And you went there.
That's not necessarily.
Who said, but your fiance was white? Look.
Let's address it. And let's not
Charlamagne through guys. Look at her.
So I would love to know how you, Envy, know what I'm looking for. We never had the conversation.
She offended already. She want to smoke. She mad. She's like, yo.
Talking for them. I'm not a bus driver. I'm speaking for the average person out there, because I feel for them, because the bus drivers and the average person are what keeps these lights on here on the Breakfast Club. Right. They keep me booking shows.
Nobody is saying, first of all, this is not about you booking shows. This is about...
Ooh, she's saucy. She's salty.
Envy, you're dead ass wrong for framing it as
there you go.
on them. I know it. First of all, I know it wasn't. I think what you're saying right now is irresponsible.
Ooh, irresponsible.
I think what you are framing right now in this moment is highly irresponsible.
Hey, she ain't like that.
Because if you were to listen to all of the full Liana, the full sidebar, the full episode of Holding Court, Nowhere in any of that commentary did I say a cross or negative word about the working class of Black America, of America broadly, or Black men. I'm going to get to the why was my fiance. Envy, let me finish this statement.
Do you know what
I'm
people
going
feel?
to get to. I'm
Just because
but
you
I
didn't
don't
mean to
deal
hurt
in
somebody,
feelings.
just
First
because
of
you
all, I
didn't mean to
don't
affect
deal.
somebody doesn't mean you didn't hurt a community.
Yeah,
I
Emmy
can
is
say
staying
anything
quiet.
about somebody, but like I didn't mean to hurt you. But if you hurt people, you hurt people. If people feel a way about you, they feel a way about you because those people that you talked about are the people that buy your books, that listen to this show, and they hurt.
Hey, look at Envy.
Ebony, what about words like average, mediocrity, typical, and the biggest?
Charlamagne coming for the help.
Those are the words that hurt the working.
You can sit here and say, no, I didn't hurt.
Hey, Charlamagne, salute to Charlamagne. Charlamagne see what was going on. He got in the computer. He's like, yo, hold on, wait a minute. Let me throw him an alley-oop. This shit going left. Let me get some facts, some words in here that she said. He's like, yo, what about, y'all seen that? Let's bring it back a little bit. Yo, that's official right there. He's like, yo, my brother he's sparring right now. Live, too. Y'all know this shit ain't MV going for the 9 to 5 guy. Salute to him. I think
If you were to listen to all of the full Yana interview, the full side,
go watch some
the
videos
full
she's
episode
talking
of
about.
Holding Court, nowhere in any of that commentary did I say a cross or negative
that's not the
word
point.
about the working class of Black America, of America broadly, or Black men.
Bus
I'm going to
drivers.
get to the why was my fiance. Envy, let me finish this statement.
Do you know what
I'm
people
going
feel?
to get to. I'm
Just because
but
you
I
didn't
don't
mean to
deal
hurt
in
somebody,
feelings.
just
First
because
of
you
all,
didn't
I
mean to
don't
affect
deal.
somebody doesn't mean you didn't hurt a community.
I
can say
deal in
anything
feelings.
about somebody, but like I didn't mean to hurt you. But if you hurt people, you hurt people. If people feel a way about you, they feel
Talk
a
that
way
shit,
about you.
eh?
Because those people that you talked about are the people that buy your books, that listen to this show, and they hurt.
She mad, she like.
What about words like average, mediocrity, typical, and the bigotry of the white.
Those are the shit that she
Those
said.
are the words that hurt the working.
You can sit here and say, no, I didn't hurt nobody.
There you
hurt
go.
people out there.
Need the alley-oop. Envy came back.
You asked me to be quiet. Y'all, please. Y'all asked me to be quiet. I listened to your full statement. I understand you
And now
have a
that you
feeling
talked for
about
22
it.
minutes, and I spoke for 60
Because she
seconds.
is here to talk to us.
I know, but I'm just saying, I just spoke for 60 seconds.
We got ours off already. Let Ebony talk.
I'm just returning what she said.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Don't act like I didn't let her speak. She spoke for 22
Absolutely.
minutes.
Go ahead, Ebony. Let her talk.
Yeah, Envy watching the clock. He like, she talking
This
22
is where
minutes.
we're at. My primary
She tight.
focus and
You so mad,
goal
mama.
when I do what I do in the world is not to protect feelings. I'm gonna be
Now
candid
she
with
trying to
you.
go. You all
I
in your
understand
feelings.
it's clear from the energy that there is an emotional attack that you felt was on Black men, the working class, and Black America. I'm going to hold the space for the hurt feelings around that. But more than I
Whatever
care
that
about hurt
means.
feelings, I care about providing.
Yo, she said I'm gonna hold the space for the hurt feelings. What does that mean? I think that means she's like, I'm gonna hold that down for you. She trying to say like, I'm gonna hold that down for you. That's what she's saying. Hit the comments up on that one.
I people with facts and information that say that the current way of life for the majority of Black Americans is not serving us. I'm going off of the data and the facts. I am not okay, and I don't think it's okay that the vast majority of Black Americans, again,
Deflecting.
disproportionately occupy spaces that are not ideal, that make us vulnerable. I talked about the COVID, that make us vulnerable to
Deflecting.
death, disease, maternal health, all the things.
She ain't lying.
That y'all all talk about on this show every day. Now, if y'all are okay with the current positioning of Black America, that we are the lowest income, the lowest home ownership, the lowest educated group, then so be it. And let's just stop talking now and keep on going about our business.
Ooh,
If
she
I'm not
talking
okay
shit.
with it. So that is why I said what I
She
said
looking at Envy when
about
she said that. Look at
addressing the
Envy.
bigotry of low expectations. It's the bigotry of low expectations is the reason why I have to submit that Black men are now going to HBCUs and college and generally at half the rate of Black girls and women. I don't think that's okay.
Shouldn't we address the system that put us in these
We are addressing the system, but first we have to name it, Charlamagne. See, that's where people's feelings are getting hurt. It's the fact that I am naming it. I am saying that it is not okay
I wonder if
to
she
bring
ever gonna
C's and
come
D's
back.
to your home and then expect to go on to higher education and acquire a higher skill set. And when you say that, that is
She's just telling you to upgrade. She ain't saying nothing wrong.
But
Look at
some of
Envy.
you guys start telling the truth about people. And some of y'all wonder why you get the political representation y'all get, because some folks would rather hear things that make them feel good than understand and hear the things that are the truth. So let's talk about average, mediocre, and typical. because a lot of people felt a way about it. Well,
It's
I
a fact.
looked it up. I did the service of pulling it up out of Merriam-Webster. So this is not Ebony shitting on anybody, Envy.
Well, she mad
This
with
is
envy.
when you take an average, by definition,
Yo,
it is a typical value.
this is classic
It
right
is
here.
normal and it is standard. When you are regular, normal, acceptable. When you are
Yo,
mediocre,
envy.
that would
Keep
have
watching,
real
because
high.
envy
It
going.
means ordinary,
You
medium,
gotta respond.
commonplace, and moderate.
And the bigotry,
Look, she told you drop the mic.
I'm gonna
She
get
dropped
to
the
that.
mic.
It's
She
an
dropped the.
academic study. Okay, so those of you that think that's George W. Bush, go do your
She
reading.
thought she did
Go do
something.
your reading. But let's talk about those words, Charlamagne. Nothing in there says you ain't shit. Nothing in there says it's bad or low or beneath.
They've applied the negative connotation. to those
That's a
words.
projection, and I'm not going to stand for
Negative
it. Because you
connotation.
need to be honest with the actual semantics in which we're talking about.
You
So
say
when you
whole,
say
that's
regular,
bad,
hardworking,
like-
everyday people, Charlamagne, that is rhetorically not any different than me saying average, mediocre work.
I
Not the
disagree because
individual.
those words can be weaponized. Just like the word basic has been
Okay,
weaponized.
yeah,
I can call y'all basic. I can call y'all basic
But
G's and
that's
y'all
what I'm
be.
saying.
Hey,
The
let's
negative
go.
connotation is
You call me
fine.
mediocre.
I like Shorty, whoever she is. Salute to her.
T.I. made a whole song called I don't want no
But
mediocre.
also we've done that with the N-word. We've done it with the word whore. There's negative connotations to a lot of words, and if someone calls it to you, I get that. But
We
even with
reclaimed the word
I
whore. You
get
were
it.
talking about something
No.
totally different.
But what I'm saying is
Nobody
even,
is reclaiming
even when she
average
brought
and
up-
mediocre.
Even when she brought up C's and D's in school, academically, a C says you're average.
That's exactly
I
what
don't
it
know.
means.
I don't know
And people
why
have
that's a problem being average.
Because people,
If you're
Mandy,
okay accepting
Mandy,
C's.
I'm going to
Because I
tell
don't think
you.
essential workers are average. I
Okay,
don't think
first
essential
of all,
workers are
That's the point. That's basically what she was saying. Like,
Because
Uber
part of-
drivers, bus drivers. I don't think any of those people are average in the
I'm not saying that the people are average. So let's slow
I
it
don't think
the
down.
job is
The
average.
job is average.
I don't
The
think so.
job is average by definition.
That is true,
It
though.
says that most people
Don't be
can
mad.
do it per
That's
the
why I
skill
be
set.
saying-
It also speaks to the income it commands. It speaks to scarcity and demand.
So what
That's
about
I say entrepreneurship is number one, man. Yeah, you gotta work. The key thing though is entrepreneurship. You have to own ownership, man. That's the number one thing that we have to do, man.
talking
So
about?
Ebony gets on that. That's a fact,
right
man.
now because
They're
they can't
doing
do-
mediocre work. So Weezy, let me be very clear as to what I'm not saying. No, y'all have to listen to this. I am not saying that a piece of paper makes you a more valuable individual. I didn't say that. I don't believe that. I prove it to you. I let a lawyer go because where I was ready to go, where I was trying to go and vacation with him, sir, your particular way of practicing law did not allow provision and protection.
But I think what's the real question is if C's and D's aren't good enough, and you're saying that
Do
a
you think
higher
C's and
education.
D's are good enough?
What I'm saying is you're saying a higher education also doesn't mean that. Then what do they have to do to be excellent? Because
exceptional.
I'm someone who did have C's, B's, A's. I own 3 businesses. I'm sitting here with all of y'all, and shit, we all make 7 figures. Maybe I'm on the lower end of this as a mediocre person. It's like.
You don't know what I make. I don't make that kind of money.
Why are you lying?
He probably
7
makes 8.
figures.
Listen, you gotta talk about
I see the numbers they talking about. 7 figures, baby.
She doesn't have a college degree. My grandfather did, but she never did it.
I did hear about
she
your
did.
mom.
Right, so she's not mediocre, not because, but when she drove that bus, she was doing mediocre work. We can call her up and she'll say that. And that is the frame.
But what do they have to do to
That's
surpass it then
mediocre
for you?
work.
You have to do
When you're
something.
driving
Not
that
for
bus,
me.
that's mediocre
But by
work.
the standards, because if Charlamagne
That's
is
what
saying
she
it's
just
not
said.
mediocre or average, and the people listening feel like they're not, by your
Okay, I
That's a
just
good
want
question,
people to
Ebony.
stand on it.
Like,
I want people to stand on it. If you are a person, and we're talking about Black America,
Here we go.
and you feel as if you have maxed out your skill set, whether it's in the classroom or when you wake up in the morning and do whatever it is that you do, then God bless you, and I support and love you. I am talking to Black people that I know have a potential skill set that is untapped. So that's the difference between mediocre and exceptional. Not the piece of paper, not even the income. It's are you complicit and complacent in what you
Complacent
are
ass
doing
niggas.
currently, or are you willing to go above and beyond and do the thing that most people won't do? By definition, Weezy, that's where
above and
exception
beyond
lies.
could be the nurse that drives Uber on the side. I think that's why
Look,
I'm
my
like.
father was a military. He was a mechanic. He was a bus driver. He was a
So he
police
was
officer.
exceptional. Your father was
My
exceptional.
mother worked at Guardian Life Insurance. I'm the first person in my family to go to college, first person to graduate from college, and my parents put me through college. So I don't look at them as mediocre. I look at them as average.
Smoked
They
the
are
right
exceptional, and they did what they did to get their
What you
kids through
said
all
is
this
so
stuff.
different than
And
what I'm talking talking
and
about
I am the same with them, and I am the same.
That is
And the
just
difference,
not
and the difference,
intellectually
and
honest.
the difference is what you said is, oh, you want to encourage and you want to do this. I do the same thing without putting people down.
I'm not putting people down. I'm being very
I
honest.
think you are, and
Envy.
people have been saying, I don't think you were listening. Like, as much as
Woo!
you're not listening to what people are saying.
I'm not bothered by that though. I'm not
Because
going to
people
be
are hurt and
shamed.
they have opinions. Just like
I
you
am
have your
not
opinion, you can't talk over people and not let people talk.
But you also interrupting me,
I'm
Envy.
not. I was talking. You keep talking to me. I let you speak, and then I just started talking.
You got it.
I just started talking. I let you speak, and I waited for you to be quiet, and I started talking. You heard something that you didn't like, and you cut me off.
Because once you start being intellectually
There we
dishonest.
go. Now the envy. Go
Hey,
ahead.
now,
No,
come on.
that's exactly what
Let's keep it.
happened.
Let's keep it.
No, but if I give somebody the platform to speak, and I let you speak, then I speak, and you have to listen, just like I listen. Just like with Weezy and Mandy, when they speak, I listen. It doesn't matter that we don't agree or disagree. We can have a conversation, but we got to respect each other in this
I
conversation.
agree.
I think
And
that.
part of that respect is being honest.
Yeah, I think the conversation is healthy. If you listen to the whole Ayanla interview, I get a better sense of what you're trying to say. But the doubling down is what threw me completely off.
Fact, doubling
It sounded
down.
like you was shitting on the working class.
I'm
Fact.
not shitting on the working class.
And if
Listen,
you weren't, I think you need to make that very clear.
Well,
There you
I'm trying
go.
to make it clear with 3 different examples.
you gotta say
I think
sorry,
y'all don't
bitch.
want to hear it, and that's okay. Envy.
What?
It's okay.
You said you don't want to
Like
hear
you
it?
said, it's okay to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can argue semantics back because that's really at this point. This is an argument around semantics.
No, it's not.
This is not around
It's around
intention.
facts.
This is not around feelings.
She bugging.
Because we talked about the data.
Y'all gonna let her get away with that?
Dictionary to define the words. Now it is.
Ooh.
I heard what you said, but this is how it made me feel.
So what is Ebony K. Williams trying to say?
All this shit just went into fucking commercial. Yo, let me find out. They out there. Nah. I don't wait for this. So what Ebony K. Williams trying to say? Let's see.
I am saying plainly, Charlemagne, that I believe in maximizing skill sets for Black Americans. I believe in ownership, entrepreneurship, and multiple streams of income as a way tethered to our liberation as Black people who were brought here in chattel some 16, 19 year. And if that makes you feel a way, maybe it's time to do something about it. That's all, and many people are. So when Envy talks about this example of his father being in law enforcement and being a business owner and doing 3-4 things on top of that, that is nowhere near mediocrity. That is called exceptionalism. That is called a Black man availing himself to his highest calling and skill set. He talks about his mother and what she did. That is not mediocrity. By the way, there's nothing wrong with mediocrity. By definition, it's not bad nor good, it's mediocre. It is typical and it is regular. But if you are looking for me, if anybody is looking for me to put out a permission slip for people that look like me and come from where I come from, which is the diaspora, around
Diaspora. Yo, hold on.
average is good enough, medium is okay,
The fuck?
just do enough to get by. No, I'm not going to make that soft place for you to land.
Well, to Weezy's question, what is exceptional then?
It's very simple. Y'all keep acting like it's hard. Anything that goes above your minimum skill set. That's it. Whatever that is for you, that might be driving the Uber. Like I said, when my mother was driving the Charlotte-Mecklenburg school bus and working for UPS at night and putting herself through beauty school, all in a means to advance her skill set so she could go do finger waves for 7 hours. And then when she realized, okay, I have a skill set on top of that, shout out to finger waves, okay? I don't want to stand on my feet doing finger waves 7 hours a day. I can do something different than that. She opened a child care facility. Then she opened another one, and then she bought tractor trailers, and then she had a fleet of trucks.
Did it bother you then when people brought up salary and money? Because you had a different point.
Yes, and that's
But
why I
you
said
did
in the
that in that
class.
Ayanla interview, though. You brought up salary.
Uh-oh.
When you set the conversation, you talked about how
Along
women are
with
making
many
more
other
money than
things,
men,
and
how they're
ownership.
buying houses more than men.
And that's
So
ownership.
you set that table.
Yeah, but even what she's saying too in terms of salary, she's saying multiple streams of income at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is why, okay, he's a bus driver. Your father did multiple things and owned property.
Alright, I don't care about all the rest. The smoke that was going in with Envy, y'all seen that. That shit was lit. Yo, he wasn't trying to let her get away with that, man. Hit up the comments, man. A lot of women feel, know what I mean, like that too, though. Think about that. Know what I mean, for all y'all niggas that don't be really putting in that extra work, know what I mean? Or y'all just some 9 to 5 and you ain't got nothing on the side. Nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but you always got to think about something on the side. Multiple streams of income, you heard? #1 key to success, bro. Y'all already know what it is, man. Holla at you, twin.